hear that Sirius Black has escaped from the wizard prison, Azkaban.
No one's ever broken out before.
12 years ago, Black murdered 13 people with a single curse. Well, at least we'll be safe at Hogwarts. What's wrong, Harry?
Ron, I overheard your dad talking about Sirius Black last night. The Ministry of Magic thinks he's after me.
Black's escaped to come after you? Oh, Harry, you'll have to be really, really careful. Don't go looking for trouble.
I don't go looking for trouble. Trouble usually finds me.
But they'll catch him, won't they? I mean, they've got all the muggles looking out for him too.
Scabbers, come back! Can't you keep that monster under control?
Calm down, Ron. You don't want to wake Professor Lupin.
Don't worry, Ron. We'll help you find Scabbers.
Oi, Goyle, look who's here.
Draco's looking for you, Potter. I think he's got you a nice surprise.
I'm not so sure about this carriage. What's in those cages?
We're definitely not supposed to be in here.
We can't leave Scabbers, can we? Come on, follow me.
Well, look who it is. Potty and the Weasel. I should have known this pathetic excuse for a rat had something to do with you.
Draco Malfoy. So they put you in the creature's carriage, did they?
Probably the only place he could find a friend.
Actually, I do have a rather interesting friend I'd like to meet. Everyone play nicely now.
Oh no! What's that monstrous looking book?
Actually, I believe it's a copy of the Monster Book of Monsters.
Scabbers! You've given us a lot of trouble, you useless rat.
Come on, let's get back to our compartment before we're missed.
Is hiding Sirius Black under our cloaks.
Harry! Harry! Are you alright?
What?
Are you okay?
Yeah. What happened? Who screamed?
No one screamed.
But I heard screaming.
Here, eat it. It'll help.
What was that thing?
A Dementor. One of the Dementors of Azkaban.
Are you sure you're okay, Harry?
Fine.
At long last, the Hogwarts Express reached its destination, and soon Harry and his friends were safely in Gryffindor Tower. Knowing that Sirius Black was likely to be looking for him troubled Harry deeply, and Professor Dumbledore's announcement about Dementors patrolling the gates while Sirius Black was still at large only confirmed his fears. But finding himself back in the familiar dormitory, Harry felt he was home at last. The three friends hurried to their first class of the term, anxious to resume their lessons.
I'm Professor Lupin, your new Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher. Our first lesson involves the spell Carpe Retractum. Ron Weasley, would you please join me?
Me? Are you sure? Hermione's loads better at spells.
You'll do fine, Ron. Just step through this door to begin.
Where are we?
These doors will let us back into any spell challenge we've completed.
I'm getting worried about Scabbers. He's been acting so strangely since we came to Hogwarts.
See you two later. Just remembered, I've got to see Professor McGonagall about something.
Wonder what that's all about.
But with their first ever Care of Magical Creatures lesson fast approaching, Harry, Ron and Hermione's attentions turned to Hagrid.
Hagrid doesn't have a normal person's view of what's dangerous.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's get to the class early so that we can give Hagrid some support. It's his first lesson and he's probably more nervous than we are.
What's that thing? I hope Hagrid doesn't expect us to touch it. Disgusting creature.
Welcome to Care of Magical Creatures class. I'll be teaching you this term. I'd like to introduce you to Buckbeak. He's a hippogriff. Beautiful, isn't he? Now, the first thing you gotta know about hippogriffs is they're proud. You always wait for a hippogriff to make the first move. It's polite, see? You walk towards him, and you bow and you wait. If he bows back, you're allowed to touch him. You first, Harry. Just walk up to Beaky and give him a bow.
You won't catch me bowing to that filthy beast.
Hello, Buckbeak. There's a good hippogriff.
Well done. I expect you'd like to fly him. Right, catch as many as you can. You'll need to give Beaky a bit of a run before he can get airborne. Then just fly at the bats, and Beaky'll do the rest. Go on, then. Good work.
Give me a go at that thing. This'll be easy. You're not dangerous at all, are you? You ugly great brute.
Malfoy, no!
I'm dying. Look at me. It's killed me.
You're not dying, it's just a scratch.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Of course. Madam Pomfrey can mend cuts in about a second.
You can bet Malfoy will make something out of this.
I think all that study's getting to Hermione. She said something about going to double arithmancy, but she's got potions now with us.
The Wiggenweld potion will heal most common injuries. The more attentive of you will remember that the most powerful form of the potion
told you we
is
had
prepared
potions.
with only the freshly stripped bark of the Wiggen tree. Mr. Weasley! While you are in my class, you will...
Harry!
Weasley, bring him to the front, now.
What happened?
I will let Mr. Weasley give you a full explanation, although his incompetence speaks for itself. Thanks to Mr. Weasley's little sideshow, we no longer have time for the rest of the lesson. So, you will now be gathering the ingredients for the antidote to uncommon poisons in your own time, ready for my next lesson. Class dismissed.
Thanks a lot, Weasley.
I'm really sorry.
Don't worry. Let's go outside.
Well, I'm exhausted.
Yeah, me too. I think we should turn in.
Yes, but maybe we should start looking for those potion ingredients for Professor Snape's next potions class. What do you think, Harry? Harry?
Harry was very concerned about Hagrid, and with Malfoy playing up his injury, he was worried about Buckbeak too.
Where'd Hermione go anyway? It's nearly time for Transfiguration class.
You two ready for class?
Are you all right? What's happened?
I'm just a bit tired, that's all.
Hello and welcome to Transfiguration class. One of the most advanced transfiguration spells enables a wizard to become an animagus. Animagi can transform themselves into animals and then back into people. For example... Are there any questions?
Professor McGonagall, are werewolves animagi?
No, they're not. Animagi turn into animals at will. A werewolf cannot control its transformation.
Oh no!
We need to find her.
You'll be lucky.
What do you mean, Peeves?
Ashamed, your headship, sir, doesn't want to be seen. So I'm running for the landscape on the 4th floor. Crying something dreadful. Poor thing.
Did she say who did it?
Oh yes, Professor Head. He got very angry when she wouldn't let him in, you see. Nasty temper he's got, that Sirius Black.
And to that effect, Sir Cadogan will be standing in for the fat lady. Now, I know you're all still very worked up about what's happened, but my advice would be for you all to go to bed.
You know, I do wish Sirius Black was after Malfoy instead of you, Harry.
Ron!
Even though the following morning was stormy and foul, Harry was excited to be playing in the first Quidditch match of the season. As the Gryffindor team struggled against the weather, Harry caught sight of a giant black dog high in the stands. An eerie silence fell across the stadium, and a horribly familiar wave of cold swept over him. Dementors swarmed over the pitch, and with his mother's screams ringing in his ears, Harry fell from his broom and knew no more. Harry slept restlessly in the hospital wing, sinking into dreams full of clammy, rotted hands and petrified cleaning. He could hear voices whispering, but they made no sense whatsoever.
Ron? Quiet! I know where Sirius Black is. He's down in the dungeons. Follow me! Ron? Ron! What are you doing? We can't take on Sirius Black on our own! Come on! Psst! Look! We've got to get Professor Dumbledore! Will you shut up? He's in the corner! Go on! Ron?
Apologies, Potion. I think we're even now. Perhaps I might mention that I saw Sirius Black drag you off into the night. Good night,
Ron! How did you know where I was? Peeves! He couldn't wait to tell someone what Draco was up to. Shh! I think someone's coming. Hermione?
What on earth did you come down here for, Harry? You should still be in the hospital wing.
Long story. And one that involves Malfoy and Polyjuice Potion.
Well, let's hurry up and get out of here.
Thanks, Hermione. You really saved us.
Oh, I've just remembered. We still haven't got any Graphorn Horn for Snape's potions class tomorrow.
Hermione?
Where did you...
Draco. He dropped it.
Ron, you're amazing. There's more than enough for everyone here.
Let's all turn in. I'm worn out and I really could do with a good sleep.
Harry?
Can you show me how you made the Dementor back off?
I don't pretend to be an expert at fighting Dementors, Harry, but I'll try and help. But not right now. I have a lot to do and I chose a very inconvenient time to fall ill. I will get a message to you when I'm feeling better.
Winter came to Hogwarts. The sky lightened to a dazzling opaline white, and the muddy grounds were hidden beneath a blanket of soft snow. Inside the castle, there was a buzz of Christmas in the air, marred only by worries over Professor Snape's imminent potions class.
Well, we got the Graphorn Horn, but last time I checked, we were still missing some of the other ingredients.
We better go and find them before we go to Snape's class then.
Early Christmas present for you, Harry. It's the Marauders map, a magical parchment that shows you everything you will ever need to know about Hogwarts.
It's brilliant!
Well, our job here is done. Feel free to come by any time. We're sure to have something of interest.
And at a very reasonable price.
I do hope they find Sirius Black soon. It sounds really scary. I can't imagine how you're feeling, Harry.
Probably an awful lot better if you'd stop mentioning it, Ron.
Sorry, Harry. I've been wondering, do you think Scabbers has been looking ill lately?
No offence, Ron, but Scabbers didn't look that healthy to begin with.
Maybe I should change his diet or something.
You could try, but I can't see it's going to do much for him, to be honest.
I gotta tell you, I just got a letter from the Committee for the Disposal of Dangerous Creatures. They're investigating a complaint against Buckbeak made by Lucius Malfoy. Still, I shouldn't bother you with that.
Hello. I'm feeling a lot better, thanks. You haven't seen Professor Snape, have you? He has something for me. I've been thinking about those anti-Dementor lessons, Harry. We can begin them tonight, if you'd like.
Harry was eager to begin the anti-Dementor lessons Professor Lupin had promised him.
What's wrong? That cat's got it in for Scabbers. I swear I heard me say that Scabbers was in my pocket, and it went for him. Anyway, where are you going?
The History of Magic classroom on the 4th floor. Professor Lupin sent me a note. He's going to teach me how to fend off Dementors.
That sounds fascinating. Can we come along?
Can't see any reason why not. Let's go.
Ah, Harry. I see you brought your friends.
He asked Lupin about Sirius Black, the man who had been his father's best friend and had betrayed both James and Lily to Voldemort. The professor seemed reluctant to discuss the matter.
We'd better get on with your anti-Dementor lessons, Harry. The spell I am going to try and teach you is called the Patronus Charm. It conjures up a Patronus, a kind of guardian that acts as a shield between you and the Dementor. Now, we obviously can't bring a real Dementor into the castle, so we'll make do with a boggart. The boggart will appear as the thing you fear the most, which in your case, Harry, is fear in the form of a Dementor. The incantation for the spell is Expecto Patronum.
Right. A Dementor!
No, Harry, concentrate. The boggart has taken the shape of a Dementor to play on your fears. Harry! Harry!
I heard my dad.
You heard James?
Yeah. Why? You didn't know my dad, did you?
After the anti-Dementor lesson, Harry asked Professor Lupin if it was true that Sirius Black and Harry's father had been friends. Professor Lupin seemed disturbed by the question. He would only say that he had known Sirius once, or thought he did.
Ah! Scabbers is gone! And you know what I found on the floor? Cat's hair. Orange cat's hair.
You're not suggesting Crookshanks?
I just heard they're going to execute Buckbeak because he attacked Malfoy.
No! They can't!
This is all Malfoy's doing. He's the one who ought to be punished.
There must be something we can do. An appeal.
An appeal, that's it. I'm sure I've read about a case of hippogriff baiting. We can look in the library.
I'll come along, but I've had it with that monstrous cat of yours, Hermione.
I wonder where Madam Pince is.
Maybe Crookshanks got her too.
I know she'd let us look at those books on hippogriff baiting. It's an emergency. You and Harry go and keep a lookout.
We'll shout if Madam Pince shows up.
There's the book! Perfect. Now straight to Hagrid's.
Did you find anything that could help us with Buckbeak's defense?
Yes, and I've already dropped the book off at Hagrid's.
Hang on. How'd you do that? We only just left you.
Well, I took a shortcut.
Do you think they'll ever catch Sirius Black?
Ron, I don't think Harry needs reminding about him.
Out late tonight, aren't we? They've put those security trolls on the 7th floor, you know. It's a bit late if you ask me, since Sirius Black's already been in your dormitory tonight.
What?
Made a terrible mess of your bed, Mr. Weasley. Pity you weren't in it.
Oh, just please let me in.
Neville? What's wrong?
I lost my list of passwords and Sirius Black must have found it. And Sir Cadogan just let him in. Professor McGonagall is so furious with me that she's forbidden anyone to give me the password into the tower.
Hang on. Fortuna Major.
My pleasure.
For many nights, no one slept well. Gryffindor Tower feared the return of Sirius Black. Throughout the castle, rooms were searched and security was tightened, but the elusive Black remained at large. And much to Ron and Hermione's concern, there was no sign of Scabbers or Crookshanks either.
Look, I'm just saying that it's very weird that the night Scabbers goes missing, that cat of yours decides to slip out too.
Okay, Ron, you've made your point. I'm as worried as you are. But right now we're missing something else. Potion ingredients. And we haven't got much time before Professor Snape expects us in class.
You know, I can't stand Snape. Always there when you don't want him, and setting impossible homework tasks to catch you out.
Don't be so sure, Ron.
What?
Well, while you were waiting for Harry, I was studying these books. I think we can get our hands on some fairy wings in Hogsmeade.
Hogsmeade? But how are we going to get there before the next potions class?
I solemnly swear that I'm up to no good. The map shows that there's a secret passage under the statue of the humpback witch on the 3rd floor. What do you think? Descendium!
Don't you lot know that it's not safe out here? What with Dementors, Sirius Black, and us? You could really get hurt.
Let's get the fairies now and get back to Hogwarts as quickly as we can. The Dementors will be patrolling Hogsmeade soon, and it's not safe to hang around the Shrieking Shack.
Hermione, Sometimes you really scare me with how seriously you take your homework assignments. Harry! Come on! Hermione, I'm sorry to say it, but all that studying you're doing can't be healthy. If you're not careful, your brain's going to burst, you know?
I appreciate your concern, Ron. I think.
And this leaves you with the girding potion, which may be consumed to increase one's endurance for a considerable number of weeks. I do warn those of you who wish to experiment with this potion that the maximum dosage is no more than 2 of these vials. Class dismissed.
Sorry, Ron. I've got to go to the Quidditch stadium.
Good luck!
Draco, hang on! You know the plan you had about swapping the Quidditch ball crate for the one with jinxed balls? Well, Flint and Derek have done it. They've put the real crate in the courtyard in front of the clock tower. The cup's ours! Let's go and wipe out Gryffindor!
You took your time. I've just heard that Slytherin have swapped the Quidditch ball crate for one with jinxed balls in it. We've got to tell Professor Dumbledore.
We can't just go telling tales and expect him to stop the match. We've at least got to show him the evidence. Did they say where they'd put the real crate?
In the courtyard in front of the clock tower.
Okay, let's go outside and see if we can get into the courtyard. Got it! Now to go to the Quidditch stadium.
Ron and Hermione arrived just in time to show the evidence to Professor Dumbledore, who quietly removed the jinxes from the Quidditch balls and allowed the match to continue. This gave the Gryffindor team the help that they needed, allowing Harry to catch the Golden Snitch and win not only the game, but the Quidditch Cup as well.
You were fantastic!
What's the matter with Hagrid?
Hagrid?
It's no use. Beaky's gonna be executed at sunset. I couldn't help him.
Oh, Hagrid, what can we do?
There's nothing you can do. The time's set and that's it. They just run along and turn in. I gotta go and make Beaky comfortable.
Maybe we could... Oh, I don't know.
No, Hagrid's right. There's really nothing we can do. We should turn in.
Harry, Ron and Hermione paced the Gryffindor common room, worried about Hagrid.
They're going to execute Buckbeak tonight.
We've got to go and see Hagrid. He can't just sit there on his own waiting for the executioner.
You're right. Let's go.
As Harry, Ron and Hermione arrived at Hagrid's hut, the executioner came to seal Buckbeak's fate.
He's here. Don't let him see you.
Buckbeak, how could they?
Look, it's Scabbers.
You see, Ron, Crookshanks was innocent.
I've got you, you naughty rats! Oh!
Run!
If that dog can get in, we can.
Where does this tunnel come out?
I don't know. But we've got to help Ron.
The tunnel from the Whomping Willow led into the Shrieking Shack.
Where's the dog?
It's not a dog.
There's no need to be afraid. Sirius Black is not what you think he is. And Scabbers, he's not a rat. He's a wizard by the name of Peter Pettigrew.
What?
Watch. I can explain. Pettigrew's an animagus. It wasn't Sirius Black who betrayed your parents, Harry. It was Pettigrew.
No! He can go to Azkaban.
Peter Pettigrew had not only betrayed James and Lily Potter to Voldemort, he had also framed Sirius Black as Voldemort's spy. It was agreed that Pettigrew would be taken back to Hogwarts and turned over to Professor Dumbledore. But there was one more secret to be revealed that night.
Professor Lupin, what's wrong?
Leave it to me! Run!
Sirius! Pettigrew's gone! He transformed into a rat! Is he alright?
He's breathing at least.
Professor Lupin is a werewolf? Sirius!
Do something, Harry! Please!
Leave him alone! He's innocent!
For a brief moment, Harry thought he saw someone trying to help him.
No! No! He's innocent! Dad?
Harry, are you all right?
What's happened? Is Sirius okay? Where's Ron?
Madam Pomfrey says Ron will be all right. He just needs some rest.
Professor! Black's telling the truth!
He's innocent, Professor!
I believe everything you say, but there is nothing I can do. What we need is more time.
But... oh! The Time Turner!
Time Turner?
He's locked in a high tower. He'll be handed over to the Dementors soon. More than one innocent life could be saved tonight.
I meant to tell you. Eventually, Professor McGonagall let me borrow this Time Turner. I've been using it all year to go back in time so I could attend extra lessons.
That explains a lot.
We're going to use the Time Turner to go back 3 hours, rescue Buckbeak,
and then fly him up to the tower to rescue Sirius. But we must take care not to be seen by our earlier selves.
Having rescued Buckbeak, Harry and Hermione hid amongst the bushes beside the lake. As the moment drew closer to Black's capture by the Dementors, Harry's mind wrestled with the vision of the shadowy figure and the ghostly creature that he had seen by the lakeside.
I know it sounds crazy, but I think it was my dad.
Harry, you mustn't be seen.
Harry hurried towards the lake. He had to learn who had cast the Patronus spell that had saved him from the Dementors. Had his father come to help him? Had James Potter cast the spell that saved Harry's life? It was time for the rescuer to appear, but no one was coming to help this time. And then it hit him. He hadn't seen his father. He had seen himself.
Expecto Patronum!
I can't believe it! You conjured up a Patronus that drove away all those Dementors! That's very, very advanced magic!
I knew I could do it this time because I'd already done it. Does that make sense?
Harry, we've got to rescue Sirius from the tower and get back to the hospital wing before anybody realizes we're missing.
Right. Let's go! Do you reckon Sirius is up there yet?
Who's that coming out of the castle?
McNair, the executioner. He's gone to fetch the Dementors. Sirius, you'd better go. They'll be here any moment.
Quick, go!
How can I ever thank?
Go!
We'll see each other again. You are truly your father's son, Harry.
News of Sirius Black's escape spread throughout the school like wildfire, but no one seemed to know how he had managed it. Harry, Ron and Hermione kept what they knew to themselves. Besides, it was the day of their final exams, and not all of the friends were well prepared.
I don't know how you're possibly going to pass your exams, Ron. You've hardly studied a thing.
Me? What about you? You spent all that time researching Buckbeak's defense.
Please, Ron, give me some credit. I used the Time Turner to study, of course. I'm aiming for perfect marks.
She's always got an answer, doesn't she?
Bad news, Ron. Your Carpe Retractum exam is first.
I've decided to move on. I just can't risk my problem coming back again. I simply can't give a class all the attention they deserve, especially with my particular ailment. If it hadn't been for Professor Snape's potions to control my illness, I'd have never made it through the year.
Well, here we are. Ready to take that final exam, Ron?
Do I look a bit feverish to you?
Good try, Ron. Harry and I will meet up with you outside in the courtyard after our exams.
Bye. Nice knowing you.
Ah, glad to see you three survived your final exams.
Oh, they were great fun.
Speak for yourself. I'll be having nightmares for months.
Well done, all of you. You've completed your third year requirements.
Splendid work. Absolutely splendid.
You should all be very proud of yourselves. What you did for Sirius Black and Buckbeak was truly courageous.
Now, do try and behave yourselves during the summer holidays.
As the Hogwarts Express carried him and his friends back to King's Cross Station, Harry recalled something Professor Dumbledore had said.
You think the dead we loved ever truly leave us? You think that we don't recall them more clearly than ever in times of great trouble? Your father is alive in you, Harry, and shows himself most plainly when you have need of him.
Thank you very much for watching the third installment in my Harry Potter the Game movie series. This video consists of footage from the PC and the PS2 versions of the game. I tried to make the story as complete as possible, which resulted in some scenes being weird and kind of awkward. I'll let the credits roll to pay respect to the developers of these awesome games. But once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the fourth game movie.